Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Chrissy here, and welcome back to another movie review. In today's movie review, I finally get to talk about this new Tom Hanks movie that almost everyone on the internet has been talking about. And my grandma, of course, Mimi, like she also told me about this when I was staying with her for a while and for a couple days at Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah, Ocean Pines. So my grandma Mimi actually told me about this movie, and of course even before I went and saw it last night with my dad and Uncle Charles at Regal, I've been hearing a lot of people have really been talking about this movie, and I've been hearing really good things about it. And now last night I finally saw it, and in today's movie review, I'm going to be talking about the new Tom Hanks movie, which technically it came out last month in 2022, like last year in 2022. It was also given a wider release earlier this month on the 13th of January. So, but I'm calling this a 2022 movie. So, and of course that's going to be on A Man Called Otto. A Man Called Otto stars Tom Hanks and it's directed by Mark Forster. And so, pardon me, excuse me. The story of A Man Called Otto it's actually based on a novel, and this movie is also the American remake to the original 2015 Swedish film A Man Called Ove. And I also liked the Swedish film as well. I watched it on Amazon and I liked it. But for this one, this version stars Tom Hanks as he plays like a grumpy widower named Otto Anderson. And when a young family moves in next door, basically, when a family moves next door, we basically have like Otto Anderson who meets his match and a quick-witted pregnant woman named he basically is in a relationship, and with a pregnant woman named Marcille, whatever you want to pronounce her name. I mean, my apologies if I mispronounce her name. And of course, and to correct myself, guys, together, Otto and Marcel, like they both lead to an unlikely friendship that turns his world upside down. And of course, Otto Anderson's been going through doing good deeds and sometimes grumpy things a little bit. And yeah, and like I said, the movie is basically like an American remake to A Man Called Ove, which is a Swedish film on Amazon from 2015. And of course, it's also based on a novel as well, so I already mentioned that. But yeah, and of course, we got ourselves a dramedy. It's basically like a comedy mixed with drama, of course, because I kind of laughed at some parts, and my dad and Uncle Charles laughed at some parts as well. But this movie was also very heartwarming. It was beautiful, and of course, it was also emotional at most parts too. Since this is kind of like a drama film with Tom Hanks, and I gotta say, I actually really enjoyed this movie because I gotta say, guys, you were all right. Yeah, because you were all right about this movie because this movie was actually really good. It was great, and yeah. Yeah, because I actually really enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed almost everything about A Man Called Otto, and I gotta say, this is actually a great movie from 2022 last year. And yeah, and I gotta say, this is actually my favorite 2022 movie that Tom Hanks worked on, because I liked him in Elvis, and yeah, I really liked Tom Hanks in Elvis, and as for the Disney live action remake Pinocchio, directed by Robert Zemeckis. I mean, Tom Hanks was okay. I mean, he was okay as Geppetto in the Pinocchio remake with Robert Zemeckis, but at least he tried, because I didn't really hate the live action Pinocchio remake from Robert Zemeckis, but I gotta say, I think Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis did better in the other films they worked on: Forrest Gump, Castaway, and The Polar Express. And I gotta say, Tom Hanks' performance as Otto Anderson, I think Tom Hanks actually did a great job in this movie, considering the fact that we all know Tom Hanks has always been one of my favorite actors of all time. And, and it's like Tom Hanks has never been in a bad movie, all except for, the Disney live-action remake of Pinocchio. But I gotta say, this movie is actually my favorite movie that Tom Hanks worked on last year, along with Elvis. And I gotta say, all the other people who worked on this film, they all did a really good job as well. Oh yeah, and also, since we actually do get flashbacks of Otto Anderson when he was a young adult, the young Otto Anderson was actually played by Tom Hanks' son, Truman Hanks. And I gotta say, Truman Hanks actually did a really good job playing the young version of Otto Anderson, while Tom Hanks plays the much older Otto Anderson. And I gotta say, Mark Forster actually did a pretty good job directing this film. Like, Mark Forster, I know he directed other films. Like, I know he directed the 2018 Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor, and I heard he's going to be directing the White Bird Wonder Story. Like, it's basically like a standalone prequel or sequel or spin-off to like the 2017 film Wonder. And yeah, and plus, and there are some scenes in this movie where, where Otto Anderson was trying to get like a cat away, like where he basically interacts with a cat, of course, just like in the poster, like, there's like a cat. And yeah, like, this movie was very well made, and I gotta say, the people who worked on this film, like Tom Hanks' production team, like Gary Ghostman and Rita Wilson, like, because we know Tom Hanks has his own movie studio, which is Playtone, and Playtone actually did a very good job working on this film. Yeah, Playtone and Sony and Columbia Pictures. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention Thomas Newman's music score. Thomas Newman's music score was actually very pretty. It was very beautiful and emotional at the same time. Because I just love Thomas Newman. Thomas Newman's one of my favorite music score composers, along with John Williams and Michael Giacchino, Randy Newman. Because Thomas and Randy Newman are both like cousins. And I gotta say, what makes this movie different from like the Swedish 2015 movie from like A Man Called Otto? Excuse me. They actually do have some scenes where they actually like recreate some scenes that were in the Swedish original movie, and I think there are some scenes in this movie that weren't in the Swedish movie, like, because considering the fact that this movie is like 2 hours and 6 minutes, and like the Swedish movie from A Man Called Otto is actually like an hour and 41 minutes from what I remember, but yeah, that one's shorter, while this one, A Man Called Otto, is actually 2 hours and 6 minutes. But the pacing itself worked just fine. It's like I hardly felt a thing. And I can say this is probably like I'm pretty sure that this movie will please everyone. I'm sure considering all Tom Hanks fans out there, I'm sure you won't be disappointed by A Man Called Otto. I mean, sure, it might not be Tom Hanks' next biggest iconic movie, like back in the old days, like there was like Big, of course, which I loved him in Big, and of course, like, the Toy Story films or anything like that. But aside from all that, this was still a really great movie. It's like my dad and Uncle Charles really loved it, and yeah, and I loved it too. Yeah, and pretty much this movie also got like something like mostly sad towards the end, which I'm not going to spoil it, but I know if you've seen the 2015 original movie, then you'll know what I'm talking about, and if you've seen the movie already, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. And oh yeah, and also the previews I got in front of A Man Called Otto were, I actually got 5 previews. I got, trying to remember from when I posted last night about the previews I got in front of A Man Called Otto. I got one of them is 65. 65 is that sci-fi action movie with Adam Driver, and I also got the last preview they showed was actually the Christopher Nolan movie Oppenheimer, which I'm definitely excited to see Oppenheimer. And what else? And I also got the previews I also got were it's like sometimes when I'm making movie reviews, sometimes I have a hard time remembering the previews I got. But if you guys see my status update on like my other social media platforms, including like my YouTube community tab, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just like let me know in the comments down below if I'm wrong or something, if I miss any. But I remember one of them is 65 and one of them is Oppenheimer. Oh yeah, Magic Mike's Last Dance. Magic Mike's Last Dance was the second preview they showed, and I'm not really that interested in seeing a Magic Mike's Last Dance since I never saw the other Magic Mike films, and yeah, they don't really interest me, so yeah. Oh yeah, and also the M. Night Shyamalan movie, they showed a preview for M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, Knock at the Cabin, and I might see Knock at the Cabin. It does look pretty interesting to me, so I might try and see it soon when February comes. Like, maybe I'll try to see it, like, depending on my plans in life, so, yeah. Yep, so that's 4 previews I got memorized, and, oh yeah, pardon me, excuse me, sorry guys. And also the first preview they showed in front of my theatrical showing at Regal, they actually showed a preview for like, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Because it's actually based on a novel, that children's novel book by Judy Blume, and yeah, it's like I'm probably not gonna see it or something, but if it's really that good, then maybe I'll see it. I don't know. Only time will tell, and if I'll decide. Yep. I think I memorized all 5 previews that I got. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Magic Mike's Last Dance, and Knock at the Cabin, 65, and Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. And there you go, guys. All right, so aside from all that, overall, A Man Called Otto was really great, and I'm gonna give A Man Called Otto 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, if you haven't seen A Man Called Otto yet, then I highly recommend checking it out if it's playing at a theater near you, which I'm sure it is, because I think there's plenty of movie theaters that are playing it already. So yeah, if you haven't seen A Man Called Otto yet, then I highly recommend checking it out. You won't be disappointed, I'm sure. And there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on A Man Called Otto. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.